Hello and welcome to the EIDG course in the Statistical Package for the Social Sciences, otherwise known as SPSS. Now, as well as these videos, you'll also need the notes that hopefully you can see on the screen, and you'll need some data files which you can download from Blackboard, and you'll also need, of course, SPSS. So if you don't have SPSS yet, please prioritise getting that before you start this. And there's a video called Get SPSS that you can watch that tells you how to get that. Anybody at UEA who's registered as a student can download that to their personal computer for free. So please follow those instructions and make sure that's installed. If you've done that, then these videos will concentrate on the parts labelled S and Q in the instructions. So the steps you carry out and any questions I ask you, just to make sure you can follow it. And if you still get stuck, please feel free to pop a message in the forums, or to email me, or bring your questions along to the next live class, or to get in touch and we can arrange a short meeting on Teams. I can help you through stuff. So please don't just get stuck. So turning to the instructions then. This is just going to look at parts S1 and S2. So as it says at the top, this is what you need to have. That's what the window looks like when you open it up, when you've got some data into it, which you'll see later on, that data. And here's another view, which I'll also show you in a moment. You alternate between the two by pressing data view and variable view at the bottom. So hopefully you can go through that, and here's where you have to start doing things. In part 2.2, getting data into SPSS. So here you're going to need SPSS open at this point. So if you haven't done that, now's the time. So when you first open it, it looks completely blank like that. And when you look at it, you think, hey, it's a spreadsheet. But it's not quite a spreadsheet, as the bit above explains, because at the top here you can see, instead of ABCD, it says var, where the variable name is going to be. It is numbered the same as Excel down the side. And as step S1 says, okay, try putting some data in. So what we're going to do is try typing this. So sex should be female, male, male at the top there. So you just type that in. Oops. Let's see if you can type. Female, male, male. Okay. Female, male, and then Arjet, Eden, Eden. Now, remember, one of the joys of these videos is that if you find it's all going a bit slow, you can just fast forward and get to the bit you're interested in. You don't have to sit and watch me type. 413, 133. Okay, so what I've tried to do is I've tried to type in, as is step S1 here, this data. So female, male, male, yes, 413, 413. Doesn't really matter if it's accurate or not, but that's what it looks like. So I've kind of done it. I've done S1, but S2 is a challenge. Can you try and change the entries in variable view so it looks more like it should in this picture here at the bottom than it does in reality? The way I put it in, because you see at the top here, it's a terrible mess. So if you want to pause and try and do that, or hopefully you've already done it, or maybe you're stuck and you've come here, or you're just watching this for fun, but this is how you do it. You go to variable view, and you need to try and change the variable names for a start, so they match up with this. So you want sex, language, multi-party, prioritise. Well, that bit's easy getting the variable names in. That just goes down the top there. So just type that in. Sex there, language, wasn't it? And then, what's it, the names? Language, multi-party, and prioritise. So it's the views of people on whether or not there should be multi-party elections. Prioritise. So you put that in variable view, in that column, and when you go back to data view, with any luck, yes, look at that. Sex, language, multi-party, prioritise. That's pretty much done that. Except it's kind of not quite there, because these little blobs at the top here, that corresponds to the data type. Is it being stored as nominal, ordinal, scale, strings, another slightly different one? So you need to adjust that. So I think the first two might be roughly correct. Actually, you're about as close as you're going to get. Multi-party and prioritise, though, they're not quite right. That ruler means they're scale variables. But in fact, because they're like opinion scales, they're actually ordinal. So in variable view, you need to change that to ordinal, like so. then you should be kind of getting close. Yes, that's a pretty good result. Yeah. And the final thing you can do is these things here. They shouldn't be so many decimal places because you're just asking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You don't need 2 decimal places for that. It's nonsense. So the decimal places should be nothing and nothing. And now I reckon that is pretty much as close as you're going to get. If you're looking very closely, you'll see that sex and language in this picture here don't look exactly the same as here. That's because here, female, arjet, male, in, that's all being stored as text or as strings. Yeah. What we want to do is to change this so it's stored as a number, but you can't do it here. That'd be a bit of a disaster. Yeah, because it can't hold that as a number because it's text. So that's got to be string. String just means it can hold any characters, numbers, special symbols, text. So we have to type this back in because it's lost the data through changing it to. Yeah. So there's no way that text can be stored as numbers, or is there? In fact, later on we'll see how we code text in numerical form if we have categories like this. But at the moment the data is not in that form. So that's the best you can do. So there we are. So I hope you've managed to follow that. And the next video will start from part S3, but for now, thanks for watching.